I'm gonna give my buddy this brand new $2,000 e-bike if he rates it a 7 or higher after riding it for only 3 days.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what is the likelihood of you riding this bike at least once a week?
Yeah, maybe a...
Now, he doesn't know what's going on. All I asked him to do was just help me film this bike review. And the bike I have is the Aventon's newest release called the Aventure 3.
I got the bike in the back and I'm headed to my buddy's house.
What's up, dude? After he proteined up, he was ready to go.
Let's check out this bike. Okay.
So we went and grabbed it from the truck, brought it into the garage so I could give him a rundown before we took off on a ride.
Before you hop on, let's just run through a few things. This is the power button. Look at that, ain't that nice?
That's pretty nice.
Plus and minus for pedal assist levels. Eco, Sports, and Turbo. There's turn signals if you want to obey the traffic laws of your neighborhood.
How about that?
On this left side here, that's the throttle. So as soon as you hit that, that's gonna go. You can kind of see that moving. It's got a torque sensor, and so as soon as you put pressure in the pedals, it's gonna go as well. You want to start off on Eco, Sport, or Turbo?
I'd say start at the bottom. I don't want to overdo it.
Okay, let's do it. As we're looking at this high-powered dirt bike behind you.
Yeah.
The first mount.
What's the purpose of the fat tires? Never had a fat tire.
So it's basically just better stability because you have more tire hitting the ground.
Oh, geez. It took right off there. Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
We got a oh buddy.
Now, the reason why I chose Ben is because he's the kind of guy that just does a lot of stuff outdoors. He does a lot of ATV riding, 4x4 riding, dirt bike riding, like the one that you saw in the garage. And so I was wondering if a guy that does a lot of stuff outdoors, if that guy would be interested in an e-bike. Anyways, it didn't take long until he was enjoying that assist.
Even in Eco gives you a little bit of boost there, like that. Okay, sport mode. It's gonna be a pretty fast go around the block at these speeds. I'm gonna go up to turbo. Ooh.
You going, buddy, you going.
On turbo mode, which is the highest mode, you can top the bike out at 28 miles per hour.
Hello, have you heard of the church?
Once we got back, I asked him how he liked the design.
I'm an off-road biker, like mountain biker, so like it doesn't look quite as extreme.
And I would have to agree, this is pretty much just your basic standard bike, minus the fact that it has just beautiful welds. It's just a beautiful frame. A lot of bikes in this price range, you're gonna see some welding scars. There's a handful that you don't, and this is one of the handful variety. Anyways, the next question I asked was how he liked the ride.
Pretty smooth, like the power, the auto power kind of hits in a smooth way with like your effort. Kind of a little bit jerky when you first start pushing, but super helpful. I mean, went up some hills a lot faster than I have in the past.
And that is one reason why I just like e-bikes. Hills are basically nothing. You just power up them pretty quick. And you definitely count on this bike because it's got a 750 watt motor that produces 80 newton meters of torque. Most bikes in this price range are hitting about 70 to 75 newton meters. And as we all know from nowhere, the more torque you have, the faster you can climb up hills.
Did you use the throttle at all or just the pedal assist?
I just use a pedal assist. I mean, I did try it, but mostly just the pedal assist.
You weren't feeling lazy enough to just use the throttle?
No, I typically ride for exercise, so that's why I've not had experience with these.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know, weird.
It's funny that he brought up exercise because e-bikes are changing that whole thing. Biking is now something that you can do with your family as another activity. You no longer have to get hot and sweaty when you go for a bike ride. Now, if he did use the throttle, he would have found out that it tops out at 20 miles per hour.
I'm gonna leave the bike with you and feel free to explore your terrain here and see if you like it.
It's day 2, and my buddy wanted to test the bike off-road. So we drove from his house to this off-road trail about 5 miles away. And then after riding a couple more miles, we stopped to talk more about the bike.
I could see enjoying one of these just if you like wanted to go explore like further. Like it would have taken us a long time to get over here.
Now, from that point to his house was about 6 to 7 miles, and it only took us 15 minutes. So now that we've been riding off-road for a little while, I asked him how he liked the ride.
It's a little bumpy. Like a dirt road would be good, but like a dirt road with 2-inch rocks and ruts, like give you a ride.
Most of the roads that we went on were hard pack, but there were a few sections where there was a bunch of rocks. And during those sections, even with the suspension opened all the way, which when you do that, you do have 80 millimeters of travel, but even when opened up all the way and going about 20 miles per hour, it is a little bit bumpy. I then asked how he liked the seat post suspension.
You get like 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. It's not a ton, but it does help.
Now you got 50 millimeters of travel with that seat post, and it tends to work better when you hit larger bumps. To further test that front fork suspension, the seat post suspension, and the Innova 4-inch fat tires, we decided to hit some single track trails.
How'd you like that single track?
Pretty fun actually, like it'd be really hard to climb that pedaling on your own.
We had just climbed up this pretty steep section, and he was impressed with how much power he had as he was climbing.
Normally, like you hit a little ledge, like you gotta have good momentum. This thing, that little turbo just kicked right in and
Get you to the top, yeah.
boost you up. It really is fun though, especially a single track. We should have started out. All this would probably be tons of fun on this thing.
I was surprised at how much he liked the single track trails. Personally, I'm not a fan of riding them with a 76-pound bike, which is how heavy that bike is. But he seemed to like it, so I don't want to say anything. Now, there was one thing that he complained about a couple times, and that was the brakes. They put some higher-end hydraulic brakes on this bike, but for him, being a non-e-bike mountain biker, this bike did not stop as fast as he was hoping it would. Now, for me, riding many bikes this size and this heavy on single-track trails, I thought the brakes were better than what you typically get.
Oh, this is pretty cool. Nice. If you want to go, namaste here and check this out, okay?
Apparently, he did not like my joke. Anyways, we found these cool flags, so we just decided to chill here for a little bit, but we soon left because it was crazy windy up there. And as we were headed back home, he decided to say hi to a rock.
Oh, caught a rock, dude. You okay?
He was good, the bike was good, so we continue back down. Day number 3, gonna go for a short ride, and I'm gonna ask him how likely he would be to ride this bike at least once a week. He says a 7 or a higher, he's got himself a brand new bike. After a 15-minute ride, I asked him to get real with me, to honestly tell me how he liked the bike.
I mean, if you just love being outside and kind of a more relaxing rides, it's great. I like the exercise, so I mean, I'd rather have just a pedal bike for that.
I then popped the question.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what is the likelihood of you riding this bike at least once a week?
I'd say unless I could find a way to put kids on it, which I think you probably could
Yeah.
install, probably a low chance that I would ride it weekly
5 or lower then for
for me.
you.
Yeah.
With the kid option, what would it be?
Maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. I think they'd enjoy getting rides. Yeah, I don't know what the seat option would look like back there.
There's only one way to find out, man. How about you just keep the bike then? Like that was the whole point of this. You know, I got to pay you for your time, so you just go ahead and keep the bike.
Oh, the bike comes with the
It's
the
yours,
review.
huh?
Dude, this bike is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'd be on it all the time.
Yeah, dude, it's yours, man. Like, I just appreciate you helping me. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So Aventon does have racks and like seats and a bunch of accessories. So if you do want to just totally
Do something back
deck
here.
this thing out, yeah, I bet you could figure something out.
Yeah,
Sweet. Okay.
excellent.
Well, thanks, man.
Well, it looks like an e-bike has converted my friend. He just had to find a reason to add it into the stuff that he already does. And I think with the bike rack and the ability to take his kids, that was the thing that converted him. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. If you want to check this bike out, I've got it in the link below. And that's it. So have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.